Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
You didn't say that a minute ago. I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Hi, I'm FM.
Collectively, we are the Office Blokes FM. I like it. Yeah, we are the Office Blokes. We've got a Patreon page.
Yes, we have indeed. Go and have got patreon.com, put in Office Blokes React, and if you want to support the channel like a load of people have done already, which has been massively appreciated by us guys, I must admit, go down there and check it out.
Admit it.
I admit it. I really do.
Yeah.
Next, come on.
It's not me. Oh, it is me. Oh, we're proper pros, aren't we? And we've got two other channels that are definitely worth a go.
You definitely want to head over to Office Blokes Try, where we try different things. Soon coming will be Cinco de Mayo, so watch out for that as well. So you might want to get over there, like and subscribe, so when Cinco de Mayo does come, you get the notification to go over and watch it.
Yeah,
Do it.
good stuff.
And we've got Office Blokes Podcast, where we do 2 podcasts a week at the moment, and soon to come on that channel will be Office Blokes Confidential, where you send us your problems and we give you advice on how to fix them.
We will put a funny spin on it and hopefully help you out of whatever personal dilemmas you've got.
We'll give it a go. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, or just have a laugh at your expense.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we are taking submissions for that. So if you want to email officeblokespodcast@gmail.com, then we can do that. So right, is this not a Patreon request?
Patreon.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So this is a Patreon request. I will hand over to Office Bloke Mike.
Yeah, this is a Patreon request. What does every US state flag mean?
I don't know. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
How many of them have got our flag on them?
Probably loads of them.
I think a couple do, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly
I
certain.
don't know.
Who's it from, Mike?
Edwin Steele.
That is such a strong name.
Ed Steele.
Ed. Come on, Ed.
I hope
Steele.
you're from Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah, got to be surely with a name like that.
I hope he introduces
fit
himself
nicely.
like James Bond and goes, Steele. Edwin Steele.
Ed. It's got to be Ed.
Ed.
You got to be Ed Steele.
Yeah.
Right, so I think we get into it. I think there's going to be a little bit of history thrown in there with this, though.
I don't even know every state had a flag, to be honest. Not their own flag.
I did. I've never seen much about it. But
No.
yeah,
I knew.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
we have flowers in this country, don't we, for counties and stuff?
Yeah, you have a county. You have like county emblems and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
what have you.
They
You
are the
okay?
odd one. They are the odd ones, I suppose. I mean, you've got the one in Cornwall, haven't you? They've got their own flag.
Yeah, Cornwall's technically was a different country at one point.
Technically a long time ago, but
Anyway, we will get into it. So, what does every US state flag mean?
Welcome to the United States. Keyword, states. And there are 50 of them. Each has their own culture, history, sometimes even dialect. If you are a state, then you have a flag, and as a channel about geography, that's all I care about. But too few Americans know the history and meaning behind those flags, even the story behind their own home state. So that's why I thought it's time for a little overview on the meaning of the US state flags. First off is Alabama. The flag of Alabama has a crimson St. Andrew's cross atop a white background. This was adopted in 1895 and is based off of the battle flag of the 60th Alabama Infantry Regiment of the Confederate Army. Hint, most southern flags are based off the Confederates. Alaska. Alaska's flag was actually adopted more than 30
It's the plow. It is, isn't it?
Great Bear.
years before it officially became a state. Designed by an Alaskan native and orphan Benny Benson, the flag has a dark blue background symbolizing the sky, with 8 gold stars. 7 in the shape of the Big Dipper, a part of the Ursa Major constellation, which means Great Bear, and an 8th on the corner symbolizing the future for Alaska. Arizona. The flag of Arizona was designed by a captain of the National Guard, who realized while training with other states, Arizona didn't have a symbol, so he made one himself. This design was then passed down and reworked.
Looks a little bit communist, that doesn't it?
No, there's a flag. There's a flag similar size. Is it Macedonia?
Ooh, now you're asking.
The top bit, the red and yellow bit. Macedonia. I'm sure it's something like Macedonia has a flag like that.
Is it?
Did I? Yeah, right, okay.
When statehood finally came. The flag is split in 2. The top half has 13 red and gold rays of the sun, in reference to the original 13 colonies. The colors in honor of the Spanish conquistadors, even though those colors were never actually flown by them. The star symbolizes copper, a major resource, and the blue is a reference to the Colorado River. Arkansas. The flag of Arkansas was designed in 1912 because they needed a flag to fly on the USS Arkansas, and there was none. The flag consists of a diamond, symbolizing the only diamond resource in the US at the time, with 28 stars around the border, as in the 28th state. The original design had 3 stars in the middle of the diamond. Their meaning is still debated. The committee for the flag, as committees do, just had to make changes and added the word Arkansas, just so you don't forget. In 1923, a 4th star was added to pay homage to the Confederates, and that design is still around today. California. The bear flag is in reference to the 1840s.
I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
It's the only one I've recognised so far, is the California one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because I thought they'd be more familiar to us.
Yeah, it's like state capitals as well. You wouldn't think the state capitals. You probably wouldn't think what they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You probably
Yeah.
go for the obvious city when it's not always the case.
Yeah. But I've definitely seen that. I thought they bear more resemblance to flags that we actually know, if you know what I mean. They feel more
Yeah, I
modern.
know what you mean.
Yeah.
Bear flag revolt. The bear itself is actually extinct. It's from a species called the Californian grizzly bear, which died off in 1924. The red symbolizes courage, and the white purity. The star symbolizes Texas. At the time, Texas was another Lone Star state that was enemies with Mexico. They saw themselves as brothers. Oh, how times change. Colorado. Although the state itself is a century old, the flag of Colorado was adopted in 1960.
Is that on one of their sports teams? Is that part of a logo, the C and the...
No, you may be thinking Chicago,
Is that what it is?
like the Cubs or
Maybe.
something.
Yeah.
Because that looks familiar
The
now.
Cubs have like a C like that, don't they?
Is that what it is?
I think that
Yeah.
might be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they have a
I think
C
so.
with a U and a B or something like inside it? Something
Maybe.
like that anyway.
Maybe.
Or the C, I'll let you guess what that means, is a red color for the earth. The golden disc symbolizes the sun, and the blue for the sky. The white stripe in the middle is for the snowy mountains. Connecticut. The flag of Connecticut is actually not the state seal atop a blue banner. I wanted to rant about this infuriating trend across too many states, but guess I'll have to wait. While it does include a bit of a seal, it's atop a white shield. The 3 grapevines reference to the original 3 oldest settlements. Grapevines symbolizing growth. The
I like
motto,
that one.
"He who transplanted still remains," flies underneath the shield. Delaware. Although Delaware is the oldest state, its flag is barely a century old, and its flag even has the state's date of founding across the bottom, its seal in the center with a diamond surrounding it. The colors are in reference to the uniform of George Washington. Florida. History lesson. Florida had been under the control of the Spanish until 1822, when Spain just didn't want it anymore and ceded the territory to the US. Florida didn't have a flag until the Civil War. After the war, the state was simply the seal with a white background. By 1900, it was apparent this looked too similar to a surrender flag, and so it was changed to a crimson St. Andrew's cross. This time not in reference to the Confederates, but to the Cross of Burgundy, from Spain. Georgia. Georgia is that state that can't seem to pick what outfit to wear. Since the Civil War, it has changed its flag over 7 times. Twice since the year 2000 alone. Before 1879, it didn't have a flag, but eventually it did change, and its new banner was to memorialize the Confederate soldier. The 3 stripes, red and white, in reference to the original flag. Keep in mind the first official Confederate States flag was never this, but this. And the Georgian flag kept this general design for a few decades, changing it occasionally like a new layer of paint, putting on new seals and stuff like that. In 1956, the stripes were replaced by the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia. I wonder why. This flag stuck around until 2001. While keeping it eventually became too controversial. Those who disliked this flag actually opted to fly the pre-1956 flag, which was still a reference to the Confederates. In a hurried attempt to get a new design, a new flag was chosen, which was, oh god. After 2 brief years, this flag was dropped by popular referendum with the current flag, now with just a slight resemblance to the original CSA flag. Hawaii.
Wow. There you go. There's one of those. Good pause.
At last.
Yeah, it's... Why... I get why they've changed their flag because of the connotations of the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
But other states that are changing their flag and it just kind of looks like a bit of a mundane flag, and they've changed it to a bit of a mundane flag. And I think, well, why is someone doing that?
I have no idea.
You know, is it NIMBYs? Is it like the committee that have got together? Just, you know, like the that Zoom meeting that we reacted to, the handful.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is it just them that are getting together, just going, we need to change the flag?
We need to do something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Flags are shit anyway.
I was going to say, do you think we should have an Office Blokes flag, but clearly not.
It's a weird thing to have in this day and age. To be fair,
I think it's an old...
Get on a ship.
I get ships, state buildings, military, that sort of stuff. I get it there.
That's what they were for, wasn't it? I mean, basically flags were like armies going into battle, weren't they, really? A lot of them, this is where we're from.
Identifying who they are.
Like, say, on ships and, identifying what side you're on.
If you live in a council estate now, you have to have one draped over the front door.
An England flag.
It's a must.
Or when the football's on, definitely have to have one there. Hanging out the bedroom window.
Yeah.
Big England flag or a Union Jack.
Yeah, not side on or anything, just a window shut on it.
Window shut, yeah.
It is the only state in the US which includes the Union Jack. For now, the reason for this is for a brief moment in Hawaiian history, it was
It's not called the Union Jack, is it? It's
Union
the
flag.
Union flag. That's one of those QI facts where someone always pulls you up in the pub and goes, actually, and you go, oh, shut up. And now I'm that guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
associated with the British Empire. Its flag shares the similar style to the US, and it has 8 red, white, and blue stripes for the 8 main islands of the archipelago. Idaho. Okay, now I can finally talk about something that has infuriated me as a fan of vexillology, study of flags, more than anything else. There are 50 states in the Union. 24 of those states have flags that are nothing more than the state seal, which look like these, over top a blue, green, or basic color background.
I quite like
Washington's
that.
seal only includes the face of George Washington. The state which has the nature of this, a distinct culture of its own, has a flag that looks like this. Flags are symbols. They represent our history and heritage, a summary of who we are. Putting a seal on a solid background for a state flag is the vexillology equivalent of microwaving a Hot Pocket for a romantic dinner. If a state's flag can't even be differentiated from afar or up close, then that's just wasteful. For example,
I'm a good cook. Don't look at me like that. And I don't own a microwave.
I'm thinking Dave. I'm thinking Dave for a Hot Pocket. Are you? For a romantic day.
Yeah.
A couple like old birthday candles that he had left over. One of the kids' birthdays.
It's a sex move, isn't it? A Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket and a birthday candle. I don't know.
what flags are these states from? New York and Michigan. 2 entirely different places. From an outside view, they could be neighbors. Without the names of the states either plastered on or included in the seal, we couldn't even tell half of them apart. Idaho is one of these states. And so I'm not going to waste my time or yours saying the state seal with a solid blue, green, or white banner over 20 times. So here are the states which have made it onto Cody's list of shame.
That little clip of music has just reminded me that I got shown a video this week that someone has done a mashup. Nick, who watches our videos, a mashup of some of our videos that's absolutely amazing. And it's got, some of it's got music like that, and then you're puking up from the surf strumming, and then it'll go to us reacting and stuff.
That'd be good to see.
I need to get it because I want to start using it. But that music just reminded me of it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Indiana. Indiana's flag consists of a gold torch symbolizing liberty, surrounded by 19 stars, as in the 19th state in the Union, with the word Indiana included for good measure. Iowa. Iowa's flag of red, white, and blue is homage to the French tricolor. Iowa was once a part of the Louisiana Territory, ruled by France. A bald eagle flies near the top, holding the banner of the state motto, "Our liberties we prize, and our rights we will maintain." This eagle is directly from the state seal, but at least it isn't the whole seal. So, thanks Iowa. Maryland. Without knowing, you would think that the flag of Maryland is more
jigsaw
from
puzzle.
Europe
Busy.
or the Middle Ages than something from the United
Yeah, it's like
It is a bit, isn't it?
knight shields, isn't it?
Something you'd be carrying, and going into like a joust or something.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
I don't know.
I quite like that.
The yellow and black doesn't do anything for me.
The colours contrast a bit too much, but I like the design.
At least you can tell where it's from, can't you?
No.
If you no, I mean, if you
Not one
I
bit.
forgot already.
no, Oh, I have as well actually.
So you can't tell where it's from.
Nah, it's rubbish.
No.
States. The black and gold is from the personal banner of George Calvert, 1st Baron of Baltimore. Calvert was an English statesman who had converted to
Maryland.
Catholicism under James I. Instead of being shunned from politics, his relationship with the king granted him the title of Baron. Calvert was fascinated with the New World and imagined a colony where Protestants and Catholics lived in peace. His plans were put into place. and after his death, the colony of Maryland was founded. For years, it was a refuge for discriminated Catholics from the British homeland. The cross is directly from the coat of arms for his family. Fun fact, if Maryland had actually seceded during the Civil War, this probably would have been its Confederate flag. Mississippi. Mississippi has the only flag in the Union to include the Virginian battle flag. For now, the red, white, and blue stripes are in reference to the original CSA flag. Another fun fact, Mississippi had a referendum in 2001, where its flag could have been changed to this. The outer 13 stars symbolizing the colonies, the middle stars the nations which included Mississippi, and the final star for, you guessed it, Texas. No, I'm just kidding, it's Mississippi. Missouri. The flag of Missouri includes its state seal. However, it does have 3 stripes, red, white, and blue, in reference to its French heritage. Just like...
You know what I'm getting from this? No offense,
Flags.
no offense to the guy who made the video, but flags are dull. Flags are really, really dull. Do you not think?
When my kids in England now, flying the flag is classified as racist.
I don't believe that.
There's a lot of racists that do fly the flag, and that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and I see people flying it for the wrong reason.
yeah.
But to put up a Union Jack or a Union flag in your garden on a flagpole, people turn against you for it for some reason.
Yeah, people do tend to
Patriotism,
look at that and they think
patriotism
they're
is
racist.
misinterpreted.
I think that there's a bit of a right-wing myth out there that every year they spread things that Muslims are trying to ban the poppy and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
and in reality,
it's propaganda. Yeah,
some of it's scaremongering to turn people against people, if you know what I mean. If people are flying a swastika, they're a Nazi, you know what I mean? But if they're flying a German flag, then they're German, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, absolutely,
even when you go to schools, or you don't really see much patriotism in a school.
No.
In England now. But when our kids went to school in America, they had to pledge allegiance. Especially when they lived in Texas. Can't remember if they did. I think they might have been too young in New Jersey. When they lived in Texas, they had to pledge allegiance every day in school to the flag.
Yeah.
They had to stand up and recite the.
How do you
Pledge
feel
Allegiance.
about that? Do you think that's a good thing, bad thing?
It shows patriotism towards your country.
But when
and if your country was ever in conflict, then that's what you want. You want patriotism.
Absolutely, I agree
True,
with that. But when you see North Koreans doing the same thing, when you don't understand
There's a lot of
language and
countries.
stuff,
There's a lot of countries that do it. There's a lot of countries that live by the flag, and as soon as anything goes on, I mean, you see. I mean, I remember when I lived in America, there was loads of like Puerto Rican flags that were on certain days, for whatever they celebrated. It was just out there, and people when they celebrate, you look at Irish flags on St. Paddy's Day.
Oh yeah,
There's loads of them. You get Scottish flags on St. Andrew's Day and stuff like that. And you just don't see it with St. George or with
I've got
St. George is kind of like just breezes past. And no one even notices.
It's like we've been brought up not to make a big thing about make a big thing about liking the flag or respecting the flag and things like that, doesn't it?
There's arguments where people have tried to make apologists out of us because of the history of the empire and the Commonwealth and all that sort of stuff. I've got St. George tattooed on my arm.
Yeah,
I'm not racist, but I'm proud of where I'm from.
Yeah,
but I've been at music festivals.
Is he slaying a dragon?
No, slaying an orc instead. I put my own little twist on it. Yeah, but music, like metal music festivals 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it wasn't uncommon for people to have swastika flags, believe it or not, in this country.
Yeah.
And one of my mates from years ago he was a Jewish guy and also a bit of a nutcase. And there was guys in the campsite not far from us flying a swastika, and he single-handedly went over there and sorted the whole situation out, and that flag was gone for the rest of the festival. So flags,
but it can cause over here. Definitely can cause issue. I don't know if it's the same in the USA, but it can definitely cause issue over here.
I can't see people fighting over state flags in the USA. Maybe the one with the Confederate flag on it. Maybe there's issues over that still.
Yeah, maybe so.
You can put any flag up you want over here. If it's not a country that you have to sort of like pander to, I could put up a flag and no one will know what it is, and someone will complain.
Oh yeah, people love complaining, don't they? We're a nation of complainers.
Good at that, aren't we?
Us three are the exceptions to the rule.
I could put the Maryland state flag up there, and someone will fucking complain.
They probably will, won't they? No doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, so flags are interesting, actually.
Iowa, Nevada, or Nevada. I'm not gonna. The flag of Nevada or Nevada is a blue banner. In the corner is an entirely unique symbol. The words Battleborn, in reference to the state's birth during the Civil War, are above a silver star. Silver and gold were what made Nevada famous, even being referenced in a very low-key way in the original flag.
Wow.
Sagebrush, the official state flower, underneath the star. New Mexico. New Mexico's flag
Wow.
features the red sun of the Zia, a native people closely related to the Pueblos. The colors red and gold are in homage to the colors of Spain. North Carolina. North Carolina has a blue field on the left, with a red and white stripe splitting down the
Chile's
middle.
flag or
It has
something.
two dates. May 20th, 1775, the date the citizens of Mecklenburg County declared independence after the Battle of Lexington, and April 12th, 1776, the date when the Halifax Resolves took place, the first steps taken to declare independence from Britain. North Dakota. North Dakota's flag was originally flown in the American-Philippine War, and its central eagle is in resemblance to the Great Seal of the United States. That's it. Ohio.
That was a very American-looking
Yeah,
flag.
very much
wasn't
so,
it?
yeah.
It really
Yeah.
was.
Have to
Yeah,
full
anything
line
you want
there.
with an eagle. You want an eagle on your flag. If you're going to put a flag, get an eagle.
Oh,
Don't you?
Yeah.
Shows a proper sign of strength on
Yeah.
an eagle.
It does, but the Germans used it in the 40s as well, an eagle on some of their flags.
but
didn't
you
they? That
fold
didn't
the
end
eagle
well.
Ohio never had a flag until 1902, almost a century after becoming a state. The reason why it took so long across the US for states to make flags was because it seemed like having a state flag was disrespectful to the Stars and Stripes, especially in Ohio. There was even a controversy when the flag of Cleveland was adopted. Yet times were changing and a state flag was needed for the 1901 Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. Yay! Ironically, this is where Ohioan President McKinley was shot and killed. But hey, we got a new flag. Ohio's new flag is particularly unique, not just for the states, but for any political entity. It's the only swallowtail pennant in the entire Union, and just one of the few non-square flags in the...
When you leave a flag flying in the rain and the snow and everything else and it gets ruined and it looks shit,
That's what it looks. Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. Some of these, I get the connotations. They're using stars to represent certain other states or sort of what were probably allies at one
Yeah.
point.
And
And,
what number state they are.
yeah, or what number state they
Yeah.
are. And then obviously the eagle, if you want to be like, fuck yeah, which it is cool, to be fair, the bald eagle ones. But I'm not getting excited about flags.
That one doesn't do it for me.
I mean, funnily enough, I was actually in Melrose Park yesterday with the dog. It was a Union Jack like that.
All messed up.
It
Been
was an
flying too long.
absolute mess. It must have
Been
been,
in
up
the
for
wind.
about 30 years. It was just draping down. It was absolutely all ripped and torn. It was an absolute mess. It was
The park should be fine.
just like that.
The park should be fine for having such a shit flag hanging.
I think so.
world. One question is, why? The Burgie, the official name, is
it's
based
again.
off of a military flag. This flag was flown from the Civil War until 1885 by the Ohioan U.S. Cavalry. While not exactly the same in design, the shape was inspired and seen as unique to the state. The circle symbolizes the O and a buckeye. The triangle blue for the hills and valleys, 13 stars on the left for the 13 colonies, and 4 on the right to symbolize it being the 17th state. The stripes actually mean something, representing the roads and waterways. Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the ocean state, so it's fitting that its flag would include an anchor. Its flag is a square with a gold outline, with the word hope spread across the banner. The 13 stars symbolizing, you guessed it, the crescent has always been a symbol for South Carolina, existing all the way back to the start of the American Revolution. The tree was added at the start of the Civil War in reference to the trees which blocked cannon fire in the defense of Sullivan's Island during the Revolutionary War. Tennessee. The 3 stars on the flag of Tennessee symbolize the 3 grand divisions of the state: the Riverside West, the Hilly Center, and the Appalachian East. All 3 brought together in a blue circle that stands for Tennessee. The blue stripe on the right basically is just to balance out the red of the flag. It doesn't mean anything. Texas. The Lone Star flag for the Lone Star State. This was the
Everyone's got to recognise that one.
I do
Seen
recognise
that
that one.
flag tons of times.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Chile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we did, I can't remember what the reaction was, but it was something quite Texas-centric.
It's probably what if Texas was on its
What
own.
if Texas secedes? That was the one. And the amount of people saying that they fly the Texas flag on the lawn, you know, and the proud Americans as well, but Texas is the thing.
Yeah.
And that flag's everywhere.
I lived in Texas, like, you know, and Texans are very, very proud
Yeah.
to be Texan.
Seems like a cool place, to be fair.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, I like the accent as well, so I think I'd be proud to be a Texan.
What did he say?
Flued out. Bitch.
First national flag for Texas and has been used ever since. Its design is pretty straightforward and simple. The red and white stripe are reference to the flag of the Fredonian Rebellion, the very first resistance against Mexico in Texas. The stripes symbolize the unity between the Anglo and Native rebels, white and red. The single star itself is a symbol for Texan solidarity. Wyoming. The bison of Wyoming doesn't leave much to interpretation, as the state is home to large populations of bison. The red
That and the Texas flag are the only two for me that are really satisfying on the eyes.
Got the Wyoming one.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like geometrically and stuff.
Yeah.
It works, whereas some of the other ones, they're wishy-washy sort of.
Yeah.
They're not pleasant on the eyes to look at. That's nice.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Keen.
Yeah.
symbolizes blood of the pioneers and natives, while the white purity. The state seal, of course, just being the state seal.
Yeah, some
Very
interesting ones there. I've really struggled to get crazy excited about flags, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Well, when you talk about patriotism, which flags goes along with flags, doesn't it? It was, I think it would have been April 5th today, is it? When we're video recording
Sixth today, yeah.
Is it? It must have been 5th or 6th. It's about 39 years ago when we set off to go to battle in Falklands War.
Oh, really?
April
Wow.
5th. I think it was April 5th or 6th.
I didn't realise that. Yeah, I completely get it. I get the being proud of who you are, where you're from. You know, I during the football always have an England flag up.
Yeah.
That's just, you know, that's what you do.
Everywhere, aren't they?
That is what you do.
Everywhere.
Until disappointment strikes and then you take it down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you don't-
Very rather quickly.
So you don't have it for long, do
You
you?
don't have it up for long.
That's probably why we never see it much, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
we're always out in the
Yeah.
tournaments too early.
How many cars you see with it on though? When as soon as the football tournament comes
Oh,
around, the
yeah.
cars are fucking plastered
everywhere.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's somebody who works here and she puts about 7 on her car.
yeah,
Still on it, aren't they?
Probably. Yeah, all look shitty like that shitty one.
yeah. I get, you know, going into battle, and it would have been maybe a regiment is from one part of the state, a regiment's from another part. You've got to be able to identify each other.
Yeah, of course.
I get the historical significance of flags, but you know, I kind of they're not for me.
No, it is just a shame, I think, that we are brought up like that, almost to be embarrassed or by a flag. Because if you do have a flag, if you do put it up anywhere, people do think you're racist or something, don't they? Just for flying a flag.
I do push back on that a
yeah.
little bit, to be honest.
We have the B, don't we? We're signified by the B
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, the Manchester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I push back on flying our flags being classed as a racist. I think it's scaremongering a little bit. I think it's probably like Twitter. Like 2 people have tweeted that it's racist to fly the Union Jack or the St. George's Cross. So
I'm not saying
suddenly
it-
people believe that's what the rhetoric is.
I'm not
if
saying
you
it.
know
I'm not saying it is. I think just some people think that if you
Yeah.
have got a flag in your garden,
There was a thing to take them down. There was I don't know if it was a council-wide announcement or what it was, but they said you can't fly them. You got to take them down.
yeah, I can imagine.
People are offended by it.
All right, can you imagine if they tried that in America
Well, it just
and
wouldn't
said
happen.
you're banned from flying our
Well,
flag?
that's what
There'd
exactly
be-
what's
there'd
wrong
be a
about it,
civil
though, isn't
war.
it? Yeah.
We'll be here one day, I think, because of it. But anyway, different story.
I don't know.
There's too many lunatics on both sides. Anyway, hope you guys like that too. Don't forget like and subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cheers, guys.